Hello and welcome to Christmas Creatures. Frau Perta. Like the Krampus, this being is found in Germanic and Austrian folklore. Customarily, she can take the form of a beautiful woman all in white, or as a horrible-looking hag. The roots to her story seem to come from a Germanic goddess known as Holda. This being is said to watch over nature throughout the year and only concerns herself with humans during Christmas time. Normally, Perta is associated with the spinning of wool and is known for giving gifts or punishment during the 12 days of Christmas, December 25th through January 6th. If a shepherd completes all his tasks on time, she will bless him as well as his animals. Sometimes the blessing is brought about if she is offered food during what is known as the Night of Perta. If neither of these tasks are done, then she will either curse the shepherd or rip out his intestines and replace them with rocks, sticks, and garbage. The Belschernickel. This is another Christmas being that is found in southwestern Germany, but has made its way into areas of the United States, most notably in Pennsylvania. This man normally arrived at homes, alone, the day before Christmas, dressed in tattered clothes or furs. At times he wore a mask or is described as having a long tongue, much like the Krampus. In light of this, and some retellings of the legend, the Krampus will follow him around. The Belschernickel carried a switch with him that he used to smack bad children with. In his pocket he carried cakes, candy, and nuts, which he gave to good children. With the Pennsylvania Dutch version, he is the being that shows up 1 to 2 weeks prior to Christmas in order to check on the behavior of the children in the household. In this version, he would tap on the window, and the children would have to answer a question or sing him a song. After doing this, he would throw candy on the floor, and if the children jumped to grab it too quickly, he would smack them with his switch. Hans Trap. Finally, we find a Christmas being that isn't found in Germany, but instead is predominantly found in France. This story tells of a man who was known as being rich, greedy, and downright evil. It is stated that he made a pact with the devil to gain his wealth, and even with his riches, he was hated by his neighbors. He fell to becoming a criminal, and had all his land and wealth taken from him in order to pay for his crimes. After this, he fled to the forest, where he lived alone, where he plotted revenge on the townsfolk, and fell into madness. Hans began to become infatuated with the idea of eating a human being, and soon started to disguise himself as a scarecrow in order to sneak up on his victim. As fate would have it, he spotted a shepherd boy and killed him, but before he could eat the child, Hans was struck dead by a lightning bolt. Supposedly, it is said that God did this in order to end the activities of Hans once and for all. To this day, during Christmas, it is said he will show up at houses dressed as a scarecrow looking for some children he could eat. Yule Keratin. This Icelandic beast is also known as the Yule Cat, but I doubt many people would want him as a pet. For families of this area, it is traditional that all those who finished their work would be provided with new clothes on Christmas. It is said that lazy children who didn't do their chores were visited by the Yule Cat, who was not happy with the children's behavior. So much so that he would eat the children who didn't receive new clothes. Sadly, this giant cat wasn't selective, and it is written that he would eat children, even if the only reason they didn't have new clothes was due to the family not being able to afford it. Mare Luit. As many state, this is a zombie horse that is found in Welsh folklore. According to the story, it is said to rise from the grave and wander the streets with undead companions on New Year's Eve. The whole purpose of this zombie parade is to go door to door trying to enter people's houses. If they arrive, the residents need to engage in a battle of wits in order to keep the creature and his posse out. I couldn't find what is supposed to happen if the mythical beast makes its way in, but I can assume it isn't good. This gave way to people actually making a puppet of the Mare Luit and going door to door. If invited in, the household is asked to provide food and drink, while the Mare Luit preoccupies himself with chasing the children around. Père Fouettard. This being found in France has much of the same appearance as the previously mentioned Belschernickel. He has shaggy hair and beard and wears dirty, ragged clothes. Frequently he is seen as a companion of Saint Nick, and is utilized as a person who deals with bad children. Much like the other beings on this video, he carries a bundle of sticks to beat bad children with. The story varies, but traditionally it is said, in life he was a butcher, sometimes an innkeeper, who along with his wife captured 3 wealthy boys. Père Fouettard then robbed them and cut them up into pieces. It is said he hid the bodies, but Saint Nick showed up and resurrected the boys. After this, he was forced into servitude under Saint Nick as his servant. Yule Lads. These beings look much like elves, and in Iceland, where the story originates, they have pretty much taken over as Santa Claus. Sometimes the amount changed, but traditionally there are 13 lads who visit children separately, starting on December 12th through December 24th. None of the 13 are harmful towards children, as many others on this video are. They are known to cause mischief or steal random things. It is said in later tales that they will either bring gifts to good children or leave rotten potatoes to bad children. Grýla. We find one of the worst beings on this list who comes from Iceland as well. This woman has a taste for children and is known as the mother of the Yule Lads, as well as the caretaker of the previously mentioned Yule Cat. Grýla is said to live high up in the mountains and has the ability to tell when children are being bad. During Christmas, she leaves her cave and travels to the nearby towns in order to gather a meal of the bad children. She throws them in a sack on her back and takes them back to her cave, where she throws them into a stew. It should be stated that she is a giant ogre who isn't very pleasing to look at. This wonderful creature is said to have had 3 husbands, but she killed the previous 2 just because they bored her. Tomten. This small elf-like creature is found in Sweden. He seems to follow many attributes of a house elf or a brownie, where he can be helpful until upset by the homeowner. Traditionally, he makes his home in the burial mounds, surrounding himself with the dead. Even though he is small in size, he has immense strength and a short temper. According to legend, if he is irritated, he will either leave, break things, or cause general mischief. Those are some of the minor things this being is capable of. It is said that the homeowner is required to give him a gift of porridge on Christmas night, otherwise bad things will happen. In some stories, he can drive people insane or proceed to bite them who had spited him. The bad thing is, his bites are toxic, which cause death. In one story, a maid ate the gift of porridge, and the farmer found her near lifeless body the next morning. With that, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.